Oye, amigo.
Very good.
All right, man. Thank you for that wonderful breakfast.
Yes. You're
Yeah,
welcome, man.
yeah, man. Mama Lou was very happy. She's not feeling too great today, so she's not here with us at the moment. You know, Sarah, I was thinking this morning, and I'm not checking out the word. I woke up sometime this morning around 2:30, and I was thinking of a line that says, nearer to thee, nearer. So just a little clarification. I took the dictionary here, and I started to research this word near. At or to a short distance in space or time, almost. And that word near or nearer, you know, I was thinking about marriage. It is, to me, a word that should emphasize the value of marriage, right? I was asking Mama Lou that's not there about us, something that was said using the word near. And it was said that the wife said to the husband, I don't feel close to you anymore. And his reply was, I never moved. Now that speaks tons of things. That at one time they were near, and perhaps they got nearer, but little things happen along the way. And I really appreciate a thought you expressed some time ago about big differences and little differences. The little differences could move you away, and the big things could even destroy. But the little niceties could bring you nearer. And if the nearness becomes the big thing in life, it will help. You know? What were you telling me again about the? I hate to quote when I misquote. So can you tell me a little bit about that difference that we were talking about some time ago? In marriage or in life generally? In life generally.
Well, it definitely could apply to like any relationship. You know, whether it's husband and wife, father and son, daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, uncle, nephew, it doesn't matter. Friends, right? What I was saying is that it is the little things that is most telling in the quality of our relationship in the long run. I'll speak up. I know we have some competition, right? So what I meant by it is this, right? If there is a little habit that exists in the relationship that annoys you, you have to know if you could really live with that for the rest of your life. Because it is some little thing that the person is doing that makes you feel disregarded. And if the other person isn't willing to change that which is considered a little thing, then life is going to be a challenge every single day. And I am talking about the little things that a person could really make an effort and change. I will give you an example. Right? If it is you are in the habit of always hanging up your towel, but not consciously making the effort to double check that it is properly secured on the hook, and as you turn your back, the towel drops to the ground, but you never make the effort to go and replace the towel back properly onto the hook. You just basically walk away. And whoever you're living with, whether it's your aunt, your wife, your husband, this annoys them each time they see the towel on the ground. And all you simply do when they ask you is, put your towel properly on the hook now. And then you just simply reply and say, I put the towel on the hook. I put the towel on the hook. It just fall off sometime. But then somehow or the other, when the other person really take their time and hook it on to the hook properly, it never drops. Which means to say that you really just not doing it properly. And if you don't fix that little problem, which is that there is something interfering with you to efficiently put this towel onto the hook properly, you always going to be creating a problem with this person that you have a relationship with. So I will say that in a case like that, this person has no regards, which will equal to no respect for you. Because if this little thing is going to alter your mood for the entire day, right, then wouldn't I want to keep you in a good mood? Right? So it doesn't mean to say that something is also going on in the person that have a problem with the towel dropping on the ground, because the person could also say, well, hey, you know something, this is just how it is, and look, let me just keep a piece and hook it up. Right, that towel is nice there.
But you'll be stressed.
Right,
though.
but you're going to be stressed. Not stressed by the towel, but just the sight of the towel on the ground is a reminder of how this person disregards you.
Now you believe, let's say for instance, sorry to cut the trend. If you had noticed that while, let's say, a couple going around, and you had noticed that little idiosyncrasies about the person, should you address it?
Most definitely.
Address it, right?
Definitely.
And if the person reacts badly to it, you know that's a signal.
Definitely.
That's a signal.
Definitely. Yeah. Because that person is showing you up front that, hey, you making little things into a problem. And they may even tell you, I am not into that nonsense. Right? So you are the person that could make a decision there and then.
Right.
You see, there's something that in us, right? When we have to recognize there are certain relationships that you really go all out on, regardless of if you're getting results or you're getting burnt. For example, a child should always try to have a good relationship with their parents. Right? It may be torturous in some instances, right? Because the child might be really doing things that bring a lot of stress on the parents. But the parents do not give up, because this is one of the relationships that, hey, I am not giving up on this relationship with all my best effort. Right? Same thing with our husband and our wife. We have already decided to get married, and we are going to try our best to work at this. But that is our husband and wife. That is our father, our mother, and our son. That is our father to our daughter. These are relationships that we ought to work
All out for.
all out for. But new relationships, you have the power to decide that this does not make sense.
Does it require a strength of character to do that? Were you allowed in your childhood to make these decisions? There are a lot of children nowadays who are querying. They don't take things easily from parents, as we did long ago.
I'm going to be quite honest with you. If it is we talking about, if it is we talking about a boyfriend and a girlfriend,
Right.
even before you get married, the manipulation starts. There is, we talking about those types of relationships.
Right. Yeah.
Because we dealing with problematic relationships.
Right.
What is preventing you from walking away from something if you recognize that, hey, this is really not my cup of tea and I am walking away? Right? There's only two reasons a person should. No, let me rephrase that so I wouldn't get them numbers mixed up. The decisions that you could make if you are in a relationship that is in troubled waters and it is not one that is bound by blood,
Right.
but maybe by law, such as a marriage, that kind of thing, you could walk away from any other relationship. The only thing that should compel you to stay in a relationship is if communication, number one, is open and you are working on the issues. You will hardly ever find somebody that you don't have one problem with. There is always a problem. There is always a problem. So you have to know, are you willing to work on this problem? And is this person willing to work on this problem with you?
That's correct. That is correct.
If that does not exist and you're not happy, but you still find yourself moving forward with this relationship,
Yes.
then there's a bigger problem. And that is somebody is manipulating the other. And it is not going to work unless you really and truly happen to ride through the tides and you both gain wisdom at the end of it, and then suddenly one day you flourish. But that takes a lot of stormy weather, and new problems will arise. New problems will arise. The most important thing to recognize is this: most problems exist because of our own internal problems. You have your true self, I have my true self. And first things first is that we must begin to learn who we really are.
How strong we really are. How weak we really are.
All of that. We have to know our own defects.
We have to know what we want and how to go about getting
Yes.
it.
Right? Because this will lead to what is known as the mirroring effect. For example, if I come outside here this morning, right? I came out before you, and I am sitting here, and I am in a state of peace. And you come outside, and you see me outside here sitting, right? Like many times I meet you outside here sitting. and they'll be sitting here reflecting on the word or something, right? I don't disturb you. I don't disturb you. I see you in a meditative state, right? And I'm not going to interfere with that peace. So you know what that does? Your peacefulness mirrors something to me. And I may have come out here in the kitchen with something on my mind that, hey, I want to talk to daddy here. I want to talk to daddy. Right? But just seeing you in this tranquil place, make me just hold back on that a little bit. And now I find a little bit of peace. Because you mirror peace to me. And that is on the positive side. But on the negative side of things, if by nature I have a level of aggression in me, right? But I trying to be at peace. But every time I come outside here, let's say you supposedly showing aggression to somebody, a neighbor or some kind of thing like that, immediately you mirror to me something that I am trying to quell within me. And what that does, it irritates me. It could encourage resentment. You're not having the argument with me, but your behavior reminds me of my behavior when I am not in a happy state.
That's correct. That
right?
is correct, yes.
And I could resent you because then I could even think that it's you that is bringing out this in me.
Yes.
You ever hear people say that?
Yeah.
Boy, you really bring out the worst in me, you know?
That's right.
And that is such a true statement. You just bring out the worst in me. But listen, it's the same way too. I might be reflecting peace to you, but you're not in a state of peace. And now, when you look at me in my peaceful state, you're resenting that. Why should you have that peace? I don't have that peace. So you know what the mirror is reflecting back down? Shortcomings. So the mirror could either reflect reminders or shortcomings. And that is why it is important for a person to take a deep journey into self. And when you begin to fix yourself, things begin to fix around you. All it takes is one person in our group, one person in our family, to change their whole inside, and it becomes contagious.
The influence is good.
The influence. Because when you are around that particular family member, you notice that, hey, every time like it this used to be aggressive, it's kind of normal now. Hey, but it's actually feeling a little peaceful. Hey, this feeling like Mount St. Benedict. This feeling like the temple by the sea. What is happening here? There's a magic taking place here, right? And you start to actually want to be around that person. And you may come now and you may talk to another family member. And so it keeps going. But there is always somebody with the wrong spirit. Somebody who becomes envious of that. And they will be needling. So, to come back onto the topic, you have to fix yourself. One person, which is yourself, is already a lot to deal with. So, if early in life you end up introducing a partner or a friend, and it brings more problems. It presents more problems to the table. Rather than subtract. I think you should give yourself some time.
Yes.
I think you should give yourself some time.
Yes.
Because you have to work out that problem that lying within you.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Yeah. And the less people that you deal with on a very close level is the better for you. It's always easier to find yourself by yourself. You know, but you're taking that time out from the relationship or friendship or whatever. But do not waste the time. Do not come out or put something at pause and find yourself in another friendship or relationship. Because all you're doing now is, once again, you are distracting yourself. You need to be by yourself. And listen, man, imagine if you take these numbers, going to sound hard, because when I heard these numbers already in my life, it was like, come on. Sometimes a counselor tell you, hey, you know, maybe 6 months apart will help all. And you're like, what? I could never do that, right? Or a year apart. Put a little halt on this boyfriend girlfriend relationship and see how you make out on your own. And when you do it, there is a high possibility, right? Because we all have, we were talking about it this morning, we all have traumatic experiences, and most of it has taken place in our childhood, right? So you are going to be surprised that even though you are separated from the person, why can't you find your peace? So you ain't see, the person really probably was not the problem. We all have this problem inside of us, and it is called the ego. It is called the ego. The ego is there to present fears, doubt, interfere with your confidence. The ego is only trying to do a good thing, you know, which is to protect you. He's trying to protect you.
But he doesn't have all the answers.
He hinders you. He hinders you. You fall down because the grass was wet. So now for the rest of your life, hey, no, hey, you remember wet grass. And you just end up projecting them fears on the other people.
Yes, you do, yeah.
Right? So you will, listen, there was a reason why you fell on the grass when it was wet. You were probably playing a game of catch, and you was running and you're barefoot, and you lose traction and you fall. Maybe you was drunk. Right? So the issue is not the fall, is about finding out why you fall.
Yeah. Gambling the grass.
Right? And if you face your innermost fears with that kind of logical way, right? Let me see what was really the reason for the fall. And once you identify the reason, then you could eliminate that fear. Okay, I was riding my YBR.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Roads wet. I speeding. I wanted 2 bays in my head. And I feel as a stunt man. Right?
Yeah.
Because killing me that I is evil Knievel.
Yeah.
Pram. No, afraid to go over the humps. But I fly over plenty humps already, and my bike jump about 3-4 feet. before landing on the ground, I used them like a little ramp. And nothing ever went wrong. So why are you afraid to do it if the conditions correct? It have a couple of reasons why you fell.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But still, now, with the proper conditions, I'd still get up and sometimes and make my little fly. Right? But that is have a fear. But it takes courage. It takes courage to break free from your fears and anxiety. And if you don't,
Yeah, I like that. Taking courage.
right?
Having courage to break free from fears and anxiety.
And anxiety, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you will always be encapsulated by it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you will miss out on many things in life
Mm-hmm.
because of this fear. The ego always trying to protect you. But he is keeping you from blossoming.
Mm.
Right? He's keeping you from blossoming. And remember, your fears, anything that you think about in a very convicting way, right?
Yes.
Becomes your reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I set an intention, right, in a positive mindset. Today, I making sure this evening I going and do X, Y, and Z for sure. I going and play football this evening with them fellas. Sun or no rain, 2 men on the field, I go in and play my football, boy. This evening I will be on the football field.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I set a thing.
Yeah.
So, but if I come outside, and this is the ego. Ah boy, today, I stay inside, you know. I don't wake up with a bad feeling and something going on and happen bad today, boy. I ain't going nowhere now. And you happen to open that gate. And you reverse out your car, Bradham.
Heavy minded.
But you call that on yourself, you know.
Mm.
You just in the habit of attracting negativity to yourself.
Okay.
You know? So all of this are trying to make sure that we keep circling back onto what I know is the intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is important. Especially if you are a young person. Do not sell yourself or the person short. Because the same way it have things that you just can't live with, that person, it have things too that they see about you that they can't live with either. Right? And really and truly, be honest with yourself in terms of, would I be giving this person a raw deal? Because I think he or she already have them in the compromising position. It's not a good thing. It is not it is not a good thing to know that you have a shortcoming. People know their shortcomings. It is not a good thing to have a shortcoming and not work on it.
Mm-hmm. True.
Right? It is not a good thing. Listen, we all are work in progress. Right? And it's hard to break old habits, but you have to try.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try. Yeah. So I don't know if we on track.
Oh yes,
so
man.
far.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm a much older person than you, and I'm grateful for the things I've heard, you know.
Yeah.
What I would like to do now is to go and walk on our wet grass.
There we go.
Let me go and walk on the wet grass,
There
man.
we go, man.
Okay, fella, I'm following you.
Yeah, man.
After you, brother. You got shoes on? I have none.
I taking it off.
You taking it off?
Yeah, man.
Leave always say, ground off,
You know who come and walk on this grass already barefoot?
Mm-hmm.
You remember reach me T-Star 3D?
Yes.
My mother came here and she took off her slippers and she said, I have to walk on this grass barefoot.
Oh yes, man.
Yeah. So big shout out to T-Star Trini right, reached me. She had sent condolences concerning Liba,
Okay, thank you
right?
very much. Yes.
Yeah, and to all the Caribbean YouTubers, the entire community, right? Everybody, thanks for all your support, and we appreciate all your a lot.
Very
Yeah,
true,
man.
very true. Thank
Start
you.
feeling like a carpet boy.
Yeah, man. Mama Lou has some nice plants here.
Beautiful, man.
I haven't seen the hummingbirds come back, or
They'll come back soon.
they'll come back, right?
They have been visiting it for quite some time, and it didn't have anything in it.
Yeah.
So
they're punishing us.
we have to have.
You see, you're deprived. You're
we had
deprived.
we had to be patient. We had to do we part now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
A real beautiful 6th of June.
Yeah. Hey, we want to head out to Ricky Boy. He just passed there saying it's today's his birthday.
Yeah, man. Well, Ricky, if you ever seen this, happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Happy and strong, man. Hey, this plant really not a beautiful plant, but it's so artificial looking.
Which one?
This plant here.
Oh, yes, it is lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Hey, I'm gonna make some coffee. You want some?
No, boy, I already. Thank you.
Alright,
But, so thanks a lot, brother.
Yeah, man.
Okay, let's go see now what happens here with all that rain last night. All that rain, rather, I would say this morning. The plants look very happy. Yes, and as the word was used, mirroring its joy at having been wet. Mirroring the joy of being under a super control. It's the Lord's work. Watering the hills, the valleys, giving water to His creation. Oh yes. Oh yes. Flowers are coming up nicely there. Pomegranate. I see one more. Crop of mangoes, a new crop coming up here. You know, Santa's thought about cut and chop and drop seem to be helping this tree a lot. Something positive, really. That one has gone through the fence there. And would you believe we also have a noonie coming up here? Some things are really resilient, eh? Okay. Some things are really resilient. Look at that, noonie. Okay, folks, well, this closes off the little episode here of trying to get nearer in life to the right things. Not moving away from them, but getting nearer. So thank you very much for viewing, and thanks for all the support. Let me go check on Mama Lou now.